Okay, so today we're heading straight into the heart of Exodus, chapter 13.
Right.
And, we're not just talking about, crossing the Red Sea and all that.
Right.
It gets way more granular than that. We're going deep into the laws, the rituals, all those little intricate details that honestly help define a whole nation,
Absolutely, yeah.
So get ready to explore some Passover origins and some of the more, well, shall we say, curious aspects of the Israelites' escape.
The stuff that often gets glossed over, but is so crucial for understanding what's really going on.
Exactly. Like, take this whole concept of consecrating the firstborn.
Oh, yeah, that's a big one.
It's not just God gets the firstborn. There's got to be more to it than that, right? It's like, why was that so important to the Israelites' identity? What do you think?
Yeah, it's not just about marking a child or an animal as special. It goes deeper. It's like God saying, hey, I had a hand in your existence,
Right.
It's about forging this unique relationship, a constant reminder of God's presence and power in their lives.
Oh, I see. And speaking of power, that's what's front and center in the Passover story, too. I mean, sacrificing a lamb to save your firstborn, that's intense.
Absolutely, and it's a direct link back to that firstborn consecration. You see, both of these things, they point towards this idea of substitution. Something precious given up to safeguard something even more precious.
Right. It's like a foreshadowing of what's to come.
Exactly, the ultimate sacrifice. But there's this part that always throws me off a bit. They could, redeem a firstborn donkey with a lamb.
Oh yeah, that's a weird one.
But if they didn't, its neck had to be broken. Why a donkey specifically, and why that method?
That's head scratcher, for sure.
Scholars have been going back and forth on this for ages. Some say the donkey represents, the burden of slavery.
Oh, interesting.
And breaking its neck symbolizes that clean break from their past. But others say it's more about, the donkey's association with pagan deities. So it's
a rejection of their old ways.
Yeah, exactly. A rejection of their old ways.
So many layers to unpack there. It really makes you think about the cultural and religious world they were living in.
And understanding that context is key when we look at how Exodus 13 stresses passing down this history through the generations, that constant refrain, tell your son.
It's almost like a drumbeat throughout the chapter.
Yeah, like a mantra.
What do you make of that emphasis on storytelling? Why do you think it was so important for them?
Well, for a nation that was essentially just born,
Yeah.
like the Israelites at that time.
They're figuring things out.
A shared history is everything. It's what binds them together, creates that sense of belonging.
It's like their origin story.
Exactly. And even today, think about how powerful stories are.
Oh, totally.
They shape our understanding of who we are, where we came from.
Speaking of powerful imagery, what about that line, a sign on your hand, a reminder on your forehead? I mean, were they actually supposed to, wear something? Or was it more symbolic?
I mean, they might have worn physical symbols, but I think it's more of a, metaphorical call to action. It's about keeping the Exodus alive, not just in their minds, but
in everything they do.
Yeah, in their daily lives, their choices, their interactions.
It's interesting, though, because then their journey takes this unexpected turn. God leads them on the long way out of Egypt. Why not take the shortest route to freedom? Seems kind of counterintuitive, doesn't it?
It's a good question, and I think it speaks to God's strategic thinking, He's not just about miracles. He understands how people work. Can you imagine these former slaves, just freed, suddenly facing a massive army?
No, that's terrifying.
They would have been right. They needed time, time to build up strength, faith, unity as a people. That longer route, it was a training ground.
Like a crucible.
Yes, a crucible, where they could be forged into a nation.
It almost feels like a calculated risk, like a military tactic to make sure they survive in the long run.
Precisely. And speaking of thinking ahead, there's that little detail about Moses taking Joseph's bones with them.
Oh, you're so right. That always stuck out to me. Why was that so important?
Well, you got to go way back, right?
Way back.
Generations earlier, Joseph made the Israelites promise they'd return his bones to their homeland. And Moses, even in the middle of this crazy exodus, he honors that promise.
He makes stand for it.
It's powerful, and it says so much about God's faithfulness, that continuity of the covenant.
Yeah, it's like a thread connecting their past, their present, and their future.
Exactly. And then, of course, we have those epic pillars of cloud and fire. I mean, talk about a visual.
Can you imagine what it must have been like to see that? I mean, awe-inspiring, but maybe also kind of terrifying.
Absolutely. It's the wilderness, right? The unknown stretching out before them. And the cloud by day, all mysterious, leading the way. It's like this tangible symbol of God's guidance. And then at night, the fire.
Wow.
Warmth, protection, light in the darkness.
And that detail that they never moved from in front of the people. That must have been so reassuring.
Oh, absolutely. It's like no matter what dangers are out there, no matter how uncertain things get, God's right there leading the way, protecting them.
So much packed into just these few verses. We've got law, history, divine intervention, and those crazy, unforgettable visuals.
It's like a tapestry of meaning, you know?
Yeah.
All woven together to tell this incredible story of liberation, faith, and trust.
It really makes you think. That journey out of Egypt, it wasn't just physical. It was this whole spiritual transformation too. It makes me wonder, what does our own personal exodus look like? What are those things we need to break free from? And what are the guiding principles that can lead us towards, a deeper sense of freedom and a better understanding of ourselves?
It's a journey we're all on, in a sense. Figuring out our own paths, following our own pillars of cloud and fire.
So much to think about. Thanks for taking this deep dive with us. Till next time, keep exploring.
Always exploring.
See you then.
Bye.